We are back with another video. Uh, to the viewers out there, everybody who tune into the videos, who like my videos, like the kind of content I do or whatever, right? So what we're going to do today in this episode, we're going to take a look at Satan Other Head because I just saw a couple videos. I want to clear up some confusion. And we're going to look at the blood lakes located in Antarctica. All right, people. So let's back out of here. Get on over to the good map here, and let's see what we can do with Google Earth here. Okay, it says authentication error. Please try switching accounts. No, it's because I got it in airplane mode. All right, so let's clear up some confusion. Here on the internet, calling this is a serpent. So listen, let me say this loud and clear. To everyone who thinks this is a serpent or a regular dragon, and to the black sister and everyone else who thinks this is her mate and all that, listen, man, calm down, relax. And to people who think somehow that Venezuela is the eyeball of this dragon, you're all wrong, but you're right in some ways. So listen, this dragon here is Satan. Satan, all right? He's not Leviathan. Leviathan is in the abyss. Means away from the vision of your eyeballs. He's so deep you or Google cannot pick him up. He's deep in the abyss of the ocean. Well, sorry about that. She is deep. Sorry about that. I had to correct myself. All right. So this is Satan. Okay. What you're looking at is one of his heads. All right. Another one of his heads that's been bruised. This is another one of his heads, number 3. And to one of my favorite TikTokers, forgot his name, you're right. This is his nostrils, but Venezuela is not his eyeball. All right. This is Satan wing. This whole thing is Satan left wing. Now, Satan's other head is attached right here. And it goes all the way around his left wing. And his head goes up here, okay? Like that. But let me get a little closer so y'all can see. His head goes all the way up here and comes over this way. That is head number 3. That's the third head. When you read the Bible, Revelations 12 verse 4. As a matter of fact, hold on. I'll be right back. All right, so here we are. Let's look at the Bible a little bit, okay? And there appeared another wonder in heaven. We'll take it back to Revelations 12 verse 2. And matter of fact, we're going to go Revelations 12. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she being with a child cried, traveling in birth and pain, to be delivered. In other words, she was pregnant with a child, crying in pain. She was getting ready to give birth to her child. Okay? And there appeared another wonder in heaven. And behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his heads. Okay? And his tail drew a third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, to devour her child as soon as it was born. And she brought forth a man child who was to rule all nations with a rod. All right, so boom. Now that you see that, right, let's go over it one more time. All right. And there appeared in heaven. We're going to go right here. And there appeared in heaven. Matter of fact, we'll do it like this. And there appeared in heaven another wonder in heaven. And behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his heads. All right. Now there was a dragon head found somewhere with a crown on it. That could be his 7th head that has been chopped off in the war with our heavenly brother. Oh, as a matter of fact, we're going to go a little bit deeper, okay? And she brought forth a man child who was supposed to rule all nations, but her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. So her child is in heaven with our heavenly Father, okay? And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of God that they should feed her there that they should feed her there 1,260 days. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. They lost the war in heaven. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. All right. We'll read it over. Revelations chapter 12, verse 9. And the dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out unto the earth, and his angels was cast out with him. So now you got Satan here and his angels. Don't tell you how many angels was cast out with him. But in Revelations 12, verse 4, it tells you, and his tail drew a third of the and his tail drew a third part of the stars in heaven, and did cast them unto the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to deliver to devour her child. Okay, so the dragon tail drew a third. You know how much that is? 75%. All right, so in hood language, in other words, the dragon tail drew 75% of the stars in heaven, a third part of the stars in heaven, and cast them to earth. Okay? Now, That's what we're dealing with here, okay? Now that you know that, watch this. Here is the earth, okay? This is the earth, right? Now, what we just read in Revelations, the dragon tail drew a third of the stars in heaven and cast them upon earth. When it hit, you can see where the stars hit. Boom. We got one, which is the beast or dragon in the Gulf of America, whichever one you want to call it. We got another couple of stars here, which are these different lakes. They got different names. And then you got this crater that cracked Canada, which is the turtle that we live on feet. Okay? This is his feet. All right? And this is his tail that been smashed to pieces as well. So look, let's go to Florida. We live on a giant dead turtle. You see? Florida, the turtle, his mouth. You see that? And this around him appears to be something living under Florida, and it's really big. But a lot of that used to be his fat as well. The turtle neck, fat from the neck could be. But there's something under there and is living under the entire state. All right? You got Florida, which is Lake Okeechobee right here, which is Florida, which is, my bad, I hit the pause button, which is Florida, the dead turtle left eye, Lake Okeechobee. Fort Myers is his right eye. Miami is his mouth. That somehow his mouth, he died with his mouth open, but they patched it up. They put land and dirt all over it, so you can't see it. His jaw broken, and piece of his jaw is Key West. It has been ripped out, okay? Key West, his jaw has been ripped out, all right? So now that you know that, and you see all the cracks into his exoskeleton, that's why Florida is the sinkhole capital of the U.S. There's plenty of other holes in there, all right? It's a giant dead turtle. Look. You can see the turtle shell goes all the way up, all the way through North Carolina, all the way to Canada. It's one big dead turtle. One big-ass dead turtle, all right? With Florida being the head of the turtle, okay? And we're shrinking some more. All the way back here, and Canada is the feet of the turtle. And if you can't see it, I'm going to help you see it. All right? So let's come back in. We're going to turn this around so you can see. Now you see. I got plenty of videos on my page, this Gray Clouds page on Facebook. You can check it out and see for yourself. I did comparisons with real turtle shells. It's exactly what it is, a turtle. I know you can see it now. Now you can see the only reason why it's not shaped like that, like a perfect circle, like normal turtles, is because all of the dinosaurs from back in the days that have been dying and leaving different shapes and other giants, and then you got Satan's tail connecting over there, all that over there, which brings that shape. And then when, as the Bible tells you, when Satan cast a third of the stars in heaven, if we go in right here, hold on, if we go in right here, you can see that all of this was connected right here to the United States. It was one turtle, one big giant dead turtle. Okay. Now, when that meteorite hit, bang, it hit, and this beast right here is still alive. He's been resting ever since. All right. Now look at the turtle shell. You can see it's a perfect turtle shell. All right. Now, this little place, his feet is somewhere, was one of his feet was right here. When you zoom in right there, that little place is called frying pan, frying pan. That's actually the turtle little nub that's left over from where his feet used to be. All right. Now you can see something clearly living under the state of Florida, and it's massive. It's right there. All right. When you turn it this way, though, and then there's another one that's directly on top but we're not going to get into all that, which could be, fat. But look, so now look, you see the turtle feet now? and that's Canada. So now you can clearly see the turtle. All right, you can see it perfectly. The head, which is Florida, the feet, which is Canada, and you can clearly see the damn thing toenail. You can see the turtle toenail right there. It's clear as day. All right, this is his feet. It goes like this. Boom. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. This is his feet. Okay, the toenail. Boom, his feet. One of his other toenails, his other toenail. Boom, and it goes up like this. And he was cracked right here. Bang! When Satan cast that star, whatever dragon fell from the sky that's in that lake, if it has not came out and been killed already during some kind of war before we got here, it's still there alive. But it looks light blue, which means there's nothing in there, because if it's something in there, it would be dark. There's no shadow in that lake. So it might not be there. Whatever landed there might be gone, because it doesn't have the dark blue shadow like that, which means it's giving off some kind of body heat or something. I know it's weird to say because you see the dark blue there and also there, but it doesn't shape like that. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference. So that's the turtle feet. All right, now that you know that, you know this is the turtle feet. You can clearly see it. That's the turtle head. Okay, you can see half of his shell right there when it was intact. I know you see that. All right, now that you see that, we'll go over a little bit more, and you can go to these little islands, which is the turtle tail, right? And Greenland, which is half of the turtle shell that went like this before it got cracked off. Greenland is piece of this turtle. And so is Mexico. Mexico is also a piece of this turtle and was also attached to the U.S. before that. And this whole little area right here is none other than all of these islands right here. Okay? All right? You got all of these little islands, Jamaica, Havana, Bahamas, all of those islands, Haiti and Trinidad, whatever, Turks and Caicos, whatever, all them little islands was once right here in this center before Satan cast this beast to this earth. And this is Satan's other head. Okay, you just read he has 7 heads. All right, so this is head number 1. This is head number 2 for sure. Okay, this is head number 3, which might be the biggest and powerful as one. 3. Okay, now let's break this down real quick. All right, you do have the mouth area. All right, goes up like this. This is a horn. The Bahamas sits on one of the dragon horn. Okay, that's his horn, people. All right, now Haiti, Dominican Republic, I meant to say Haiti, Dominican Republic, which is DR and all of this, and Jamaica, boom, sits on the dragon other horn. All right, Venezuela is not the eye of this dragon. Venezuela is simply the wing, left wing of Satan, the dragon. Okay? The eye is right here, right by the Cayman Islands. You can see it clear as day. He got the reptile slit. You see that? That is sorry about that. Not Jamaica, but Cuba is his other horn. All right, my bad. I'm going to say this is Cuba. That's his right horn. As a matter of fact, let's get to it. Cuba is his right horn. All right, the Bahamas is his left horn. All right, now you got what this is the Cayman Islands, boom, is his eye. That is his right eye to be exact, okay? And this whole little script is just crust by his eyelids. Thick crust like normal dragons would have in his features. Thick crust by Satan's other head eyelids. Other head eyelids. Other on his facial tissue. All right? Now, Cayman Island is his eye. All right? He got a slit going down, and you can clearly see the circle around it. That's his eye, not Venezuela. It's nowhere near his goddamn eye. All right? That's not his eye. That is simply his left wing. All right? Venezuela, all this whole South America is Satan's left wing. This whole thing. That's his left wing. That's all it is. Now his head comes up around his wing and it slumps over like that. That is how you see it. Then you got his eye, then you got his left horn, his right horn, and then you got his mouth. That is how he's laying. All right? Now, how much time we got? Oh, 21 minutes. Good. We on 5. We doing really good. All right, now, let's go over to Antarctica. Now, why would we want to come over here? Because we're going to take a look at the blood lakes in Antarctica. If it will allow us to zoom in without taking this thing off of airplane mode, it's going to be like butter. And you can see where it's starting to generate a lot of heat, as if he's waking up. Now, where would this be? Let's see. I may have to end this video and come back. No, I got an idea. I think I got the perfect idea. Yeah, something is really weird about this. But hold on, give me a second. All right, so we was able to find a blood trail, but somehow now it's showing blacked out on this. All right, but if you look good into the snow, right, you see all of this pink, all of this blood, right? Now, we're going to back all the way up because I'm going to show y'all something. This wing, look, see all that pink? See? Let's back all the way up. I'm going to show y'all something real quick. See, Satan's wing covers almost all of the land of Antarctica except that little thin piece, which means this is where his wing is regenerating, has been chopped off, wham, in the war against our heavenly brother Michael. So let's back this up. I'm going to show you. See, this is where his wing has been chopped off, the whole line, boom, during his war. All right. Now, that's why you see those little bone structure claw things. Could be because his wing is regenerating slowly because he's still alive. So they look like roots, right? And you can see where it comes almost just up short. Now, as you zoom in, you see where it is like blue, right? You can see like the little light blue patches right here and there. But when you keep zooming in, you see it turns red. You see the pinkness? You see all the blood falling? Watch this. Let's go in about right here. Get a little closer. Now you see how the little blood falling down the ice on that side, going that way? All the little trinkles of blood. Now give me 1 second real quick. I'm going to try to clear this up if it messes up on us. What I need to do is take my phone off airplane mode so I can recognize we back online. And it's going to start sending all those notifications and stuff. But before that, what I'm going to do is repause it again so we can get a clear look. Watch this. Watch what happens. Hold on. All right, y'all. So what I might have to do is end this and then take a look offline real quick. I might have to post this. The reason why, because it is showing that it's not, hold on. And hold on. All right, so it's not is um I think I don't know how accurate Google Earth is, but we can still see some of the blood, but maybe the snow has snowed over it. So I'm gonna take some time to look exactly where see if exactly where I remember where the blood lakes are, and then we're gonna come back to it because it's blood all over the place there. And I think since my last video, it's weird that they got this shadow over the area now. So what I'm gonna do is end this video, post this, let y'all watch this one, then I'm gonna come back and just maybe title that Blood Lakes, I guess, in that article so we all know where it's at. I'm gonna be looking for it in the meantime when I post this video so y'all can watch it. All right, catch y'all next video. Stay safe and peace out.